Hello, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're going to be playing City Skylines. This is episode 2 on the new series. We're going to start off today by showing you a neat little trick. Basically, we take all of the signature buildings you unlock when you unlock Tiny Village, plop them all down, and it'll jump you over to the next milestone, Small Village, to get the nice money rewards, and you'll also get the points. All that is a little fast track, get you to the next milestone faster. I do it in every single one of my saves, it just fast forwards it a little bit. And then after that you can go ahead, delete all the buildings, it doesn't matter, you can place them back down later if you want, it's just for the XP. I think most of this video today, guys, will just be the zoning of the residential, finishing that off, and then also getting the school down, healthcare down, the bins, whatever we unlock today, we'll get it down and we'll just go from there. And then that'll take us into next episode. I actually ended up destroying those parking that I was trying to do, and I think I destroyed one of the houses here, just to get the parking around the back. Just made more sense getting more spaces in, just taking out one of the houses so we don't have all the build up on the roads. And then this is our first finished commercial district, with the parking running through the middle. I think it looks decent, doesn't look too bad, and it's functioning. And then I think we're going to make a start on another residential block, just get this fully done, hopefully by the end of this video, fingers crossed. But yeah, I was just having a look through whether I wanted detached, terraced, what I wanted here. I think I ended up going with mostly detached with a couple of terraced in there. That might be what I went with, I don't know, I can't remember. And that is that little block completed. I don't think I ended up putting enough parking in for all of these. I think there was quite a few cars just parked on the roads. But you live and you learn. And the detached houses definitely work better for parking because the cars just park on the drive. But popping in all these little blocks of flats, definitely not enough parking spaces in that little car park. And then moving on to this little detached grid, I did start off with trying to fill the grid with the detached houses and their gardens, but then I ended up reverting back and leaving enough space for parking, and using the move it tool you can actually make enough space for another parking. Instead of wasting all that land, you end up actually just getting another parking spot for your money, so it's a good use of space there. And it's always worthwhile just spending a little time getting a bit of detail in, some trees, some bushes, some rocks, fences, whatever. It's always worth popping them in, is what I'm saying. While we're watching me popping down some trees, struggling to pop down some trees, I don't know why I didn't use the line tool sooner. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like. If you haven't gotten any suggestions for a name, so if you have any suggestions for a name for this city, be sure to let me know down in the comments. And that is the result of just putting some trees down. It looks way better than if you weren't to put the trees down. Could have done with some road markings for the parking maybe, but I'll go back and add that later. And then speaking of detailing, we're going to get to work on this new little shopping area. I wasn't quite sure what to do here, so we kind of just went with the flow. Using the Find It tool again. I think that's what it's called, don't quote me on that. And we drew some paths in between them, so like some alleyways like you'd see in a town or a city. And we carried on doing that, popping them here, there and everywhere. And then we popped the shops down around them. It was me struggling to use the Move It tool. I figured it out eventually. Did place down this building, it was way too big. There we go, we finally decided on a shop to go with there, and then we'll just spice it up with a bit of trees, bushes, and we'll finish off by drawing a couple more paths, placing down some more shops actually, sorry. Yeah, a couple more, and then just finish off the decorations, and then that was this area done. I quite like this little shopping area. It's quite pedestrian friendly. Right, and now we are going to get down the first school. I think that's what I'm doing here. We'll find out. No, we're not. We're going to get the first medical clinic down. I think I went with the modern one. I did. And now we're going to get the school down. The Chinese school is the best value for the density. So it has the most students for how small it is. So I always go down with the Chinese one. I only actually have the British pack, the Chinese pack. I'm pretty sure that's it. I did think about downloading the French pack, but then I didn't, so we're just stuck with that. And now I'm just looking for a place to put down the recycling centre. Not the recycling centre, the landfill. And I think, yeah, I decided on curving the road up and out the way. We don't want it anywhere nearby, but we also want it to have some road access that isn't going to cause it to get stuck in traffic jams. So I went with up here. They do have priority over the people coming in from the highway, so we pop it up here, and that unlocked us our large village, so a bit of extra cash in the bank there, and then just tried to fill out the space as best we could. And that is our landfill, only temporary. Didn't have a better place to put it, was very limited on where I could. I'm just finishing up connecting the road here now. And then this was me eventually realising we don't have enough parking for these houses, so I decided to upgrade the road up to the tree parking road, and we had to send on Anarchy because it was going to demolish some of the buildings that I'd placed down, and then I used to move it on. So Anarchy had to be used there, but that's okay. And then looking towards the traffic, I think I decided we need a couple roundabouts. I am from the UK, roundabouts, love roundabouts, need roundabouts. So I placed down one there and then one on the end. And then it was time to do one more set of housing, went terraced again. We had to pop in an alleyway around the back just so we could fit them all in. So it's 2 rows, and then we tried to fit some more on the road behind, put a pedestrian walkway, a path in the middle so people could get into their gardens, get out of their gardens. We tried to fit some in by the roundabout, they don't really fit, so we moved over, popped some more terrace houses in there, and then I think I ended up just rejigging it a little bit. Yeah, and that let all the houses fit. And then yet again, it's time to put some more parking in, because using alleyways you don't have street parking, so we had to get some in for the people parking here. I don't remember what I went with. Find out. We just went with some basic parking, not very big, on both sides. Yeah, and that all looks like it works perfectly fine. We'll have to decorate a bit around there to not make it look as out of the blue. But people have got parking for their homes, they do have to pay for the parking. Some would call it a scam, just call it clever marketing. Then it was time to use one of my favourite mods, the lane connector tool, to stop people from being stupid and doing U-turns. I wasn't sure what I was going to do here. I know I could have just clicked remove all unsafe, but I ended up just taking out all the U-turns manually. I was fiddling a bit around with it because people were mostly turning left and those traffic lights didn't make any sense, so we just turned it into a junction. At this point I was thinking about just clicking remove unsafe, but I've already done most of it, so we'll just do the last little bit. And then traffic just started to flow. just flow beautifully. Anyway, that is all we've got time for. If you want to see more like this, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely leave me a comment down below, letting me know what you think this city should be called. See you next time.